The predator leaves the mammoth herd behind and moves toward open ground before the forest becomes impossible to cross. Every step carries it closer to safety, yet the ground beneath the valley is becoming increasingly unstable. A sudden tremor warns the giant that the eruption is no longer a distant threat. The predator braces instinctively, using its powerful legs to remain upright while the earth moves beneath it. When the shaking stops, the T-Rex sees that the entire valley has begun moving in the same direction. Inside the corridor, the mammoth matriarch recognizes that remaining between the cliffs has become dangerously risky. She changes the herd's direction before falling stone can trap the adults and calves inside. The herd climbs toward open ground while maintaining the same protective formation around the young. The only escape route leads across a narrow ledge where one careless step could become fatal. The experienced leader tests the dangerous path before allowing the weaker calves to follow. From solid ground, she calls the others forward and guides them toward the safest line. The rescued calf crosses between two adults, protected from both sides as the ravine opens beneath them. The herd reaches the far side without losing a single member and immediately reforms around the young. Smilodon observes the crossing, but no longer sees the herd as prey during the growing disaster. The saber-toothed cat chooses elevation, using the rocks to avoid the panicked animals moving through the valley. A collapsed section blocks the path, forcing the agile hunter to judge a dangerous jump. The cat gathers its strength, preparing to cross the opening in one precise leap. Smilodon launches across the ravine, trusting speed and balance where heavier animals could never follow. Its claws find the rock just in time, preventing the hunter from slipping into the darkness below. Safe across the gap, the cat continues toward a ridge that may provide a clear path out of the valley. Above the forest, Brachiosaurus sees the spreading ash before most other animals can understand the danger. The tallest giant begins leading its herd toward the western plain, where smoke remains thinner. The herd moves with steady discipline because their massive bodies cannot change direction quickly. A fallen tree blocks the route, creating a dangerous delay for every creature following the giants. The giant uses its weight to move the obstacle that no smaller animal could shift. The cleared passage becomes an escape route for countless creatures trapped behind the blocked trail. Far below, Sarcosuchus senses the river changing as ash begins contaminating its hidden pool. The river hunter surfaces and discovers that the familiar world above has become filled with smoke. It abandons the quiet pool and searches for deeper water beyond the spreading ash. The armored predator uses the current to carry its heavy body away from the damaged river. A burning branch blocks the channel and forces the river hunter to find another route. The reptile slips below the obstacle, where fire cannot reach its armored back. It clears the barrier and continues toward the wider river beyond the smoke. Normally, this would be an easy hunting opportunity, but the T-Rex ignores the fleeing prey. Instinct tells the predator that escaping the eruption matters more than satisfying hunger. The giant accelerates across open ground as the sky behind it grows red with fire. For one extraordinary moment, predator and prey travel together because all face the same threat. From the ridge, Smilodon sees the predator crossing the plain and the ash cloud following close behind. The cat leaves the high rocks before smoke closes the only route to open ground. Smilodon joins the migration while remaining far enough away from the larger hunter's jaws. The mammoths finally reach open terrain, where falling stone is less dangerous than inside the cliffs. The matriarch tests the wind and chooses the direction where the ash remains lightest. The entire herd changes direction together without breaking the wall around the calves. Brachiosaurus reaches the plain and becomes a moving landmark for every creature searching for safety. The giant crosses obstacles with ease that would stop or redirect much smaller animals. The calf faces another obstacle and pauses as the ground opens directly in front of it. An adult offers guidance, showing the calf exactly where to place its next step. The young mammoth follows the signal and enters the safest section of the crossing. The calf reaches the far side and returns immediately to the protection of the adults. Sarcosuchus reaches open water, but the river ahead is becoming crowded with ash and debris. The river predator is forced to leave the water before the current becomes completely blocked. On land, the massive reptile moves more slowly but gains distance from the contaminated river. The unfamiliar land route carries Sarcosuchus toward the same refuge as the other prehistoric giants. A deep, dry channel blocks the predator's escape and leaves little time to find another path. The giant locates a broken slope that may provide the only safe route downward. The predator tests the unstable descent before committing its enormous body to the slope. Careful movement prevents the giant from losing balance on the steep and crumbling ground. Inside the channel, the predator has only moments to climb out before smoke fills the low ground. The T-Rex drives upward with its hind legs and begins escaping the dangerous depression. The giant clears the obstacle and returns to the open route before the smoke reaches the channel. Smilodon reaches the same obstacle and uses the predator's footprints to identify the safest descent. The smaller hunter follows the giant's exact path, turning each deep footprint into a stable step. Its lighter body crosses the unstable slope with greater speed and far less risk. The cat does not pause in the low ground, where poisonous smoke may soon collect.